and welcome to our first 4 flat scales. We have just worked, what we're doing is we're working through the order of the circle of fifths, and we were adding a sharp each time. So now we're at F major, and we will be starting with our flats, okay? So let's take a look here. And why do we use flats instead of sharps? It all has to do with the rule of the diatonic scale, how we always use every letter name consecutively, and we follow our pattern of whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step in a major scale, okay? So for F major, what's our starting note? F, and our ending note is F. And we will start here, and I'm going to put in my half step brackets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's our F, and here's our F. So moving up a whole step above F to G, a whole step above F, or G rather, to A, a half step above A. Let's take a look at this. A half step above A, we move here. Are we going to call this key an A sharp or a B flat? If we're moving up diatonically, we move to the next letter name, and we're moving from an A to a B flat. So A, from an A to B flat. And look how I'm writing my flat, right there on that B line. Okay, here's our B flat. We move up a whole step to C, another whole step to D, another whole step to E, and then a half step to F. And that's our B flat major scale. Remember how we started with our sharp scales, just one sharp, and then the next one had 2, the next one had 3. Well, this is our one flat scale. Okay, now we're moving on to B flat. Now from here on out, all of our flat scale names have flat in the name. What does that mean? It means they start on a flatted note and they end on a flatted note. Okay? So where is B flat? Let's look. Here is B, and B flat is the next key to the left of that, right here. Here's B flat, okay? So B flat is my starting note, and here I am. I move up let's do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here we go. Moving up a whole step from B flat to, skipping this key, to here, to C. And another whole step, skip here and go to D. Now I need to go up a half step. A half step above D is this black key. What do I call this black key? Well, I'm coming from a D, this is an E, so I'm writing a flat in front of my E. So look at this half step, D to E flat. From E flat, I move up a whole step, skip this key, go to here, another whole step, skip this key, go to here, and another whole step to here, to A, and then a half step to B flat. This is my B flat major scale. Now I'm going to add my flats in the same exact spot in the bass clef. So this scale has 2 flats. When we look at it, how many flats do you see? 3, but we start on a B flat, we end on a B flat. We only count that as 1 flat. So the B flat major scale has a B flat and an E flat. Okay, let's move on to E flat. What is my starting note? E flat, and my ending note, E flat. Let's look at E flat on the keyboard picture. Right here. Okay. So I'm moving up a whole step from E flat. Let me just move this a little bit. Have to move it up this way. Okay, let's try this so I'm not leaning so far. Okay, well, I'm still leaning, but here we go. E flat, E flat. A quick bracket for my half steps. Everything else is a whole step. I'm on E flat. I'm moving up a whole step above E flat to F, a whole step above F to G, a half step above G to, what are we going to call this black key? From G to A flat. A whole step above A flat to B flat. A whole step above B flat to C. A whole step from C to D. And then a half step, because we're between the 7th and the 8th notes, to E flat. Our E flat major scale has 3 flats, but we only count the E as 1 flat, so it has a B, an E flat, and an A flat. Now I look at my bass clef, I add my flats, and I'm done with my E flat major scale. So let's do one more for this video, the A flat major scale. What is my starting note? A flat. My ending note? A flat. Because the name is A flat, we start on A flat, we end on A flat. Where's A flat? Let's find it. A, go down a half step, and this is A flat. Okay, so my half steps go between 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. And here we go. We're on A flat. Move up a whole step from A flat to B flat. And a whole step from B flat to, skipping, C. A half step from C to D flat. A whole step from D flat to E flat. A whole step from E flat to F. A whole step from F to G. And a half step from G to A flat. We have 4 different flats in A flat major. I write my flats for my bass clef. And I'm done.